History and background. So this is actually my father who passed away about 5 years ago. He was born and raised in Utah, grew up in Midvale. He loved the outdoors, hunting, fishing, camping, off-roading, playing music and making music. He came from a large family, 4 biological siblings, 4 adopted siblings, and lots of foster siblings that came and went. Had 3 kids, got a degree and a master's degree from BYU. He worked many years in the safety industry, and then worked in manufacturing at Boeing. So he ended up working until he found out he had a brain tumor, and he was planning on going back to work after he had brain surgery, but it ended up he wasn't ever able to due to a brain tumor. So before that, he suffered many years of headaches, neck pain, balance issues, problems with swallowing, coughing fits, and it took a while to get diagnosed. Doctors thought it was something minor like acid reflux or type of hernia that caused a lot of coughing. So eventually he had to have a brain surgery to remove the tumor. The tumor was located on the brain stem, which is why it caused a lot of issues with balance, coughing, lower brain function things. So a typical day, so he slept in a recliner because laying flat would hurt his neck, and he wasn't able to do things like make breakfast for himself. So mostly he just kind of sat in his chair, watched TV, played the internet on a tablet because typing was hard for him because part of one half of his body kind of became numb, sort of paralyzed. Then he would do some strengthening exercises for his throat because he had problems swallowing, and also he partially lost his voice. He would ride an exercise bike to help him with strength. So he would need help with most things like bathroom, walking, and one of the things is typical days he had lots of doctor's appointments that he would take a long time to get ready for and take a lot of assistance. So some of the challenges, so he needed help walking most of the time, needed help showering, ended up needing help with the bathroom. Any errands that he needed done, they had to be done for him. His balance wasn't very good. He had decreased strength, especially in the side of his body that became paralyzed. He had problems with one of his eyes that didn't want to work right, numbness on his left side. Due to not being able to be as active as he used to be, there was a lot of weight gain. He could only eat certain types of foods that were easier to eat so that it would go down the right tube and not into like his lungs. And his voice was partially lost. Assistive technologies, some of the things he had was a walker. Anytime was going to be out for a long time, he would get tired, so he'd have to have a wheelchair. He required help getting up, sitting down, things like that. So there was a strap that would go around his waist, kind of like a belt that people could grab onto and pull up, kind of like in that picture there. He also had a throat surgery that they placed some fat into his throat to help like close off part of it that helped him regain his voice and also helped him with his swallowing. So new assistive technology, I think one of the things that could have benefited him would have been a powered wheelchair for when he was out and about. That way, someone wouldn't have had to push him. He had a hard time pushing the wheelchair himself because half of his body was kind of paralyzed and numb. So I think a powered wheelchair would have helped him a lot with mobility, maybe some independence. But he never got one. I mean, they're really expensive, and I don't know, just kind of how it ended up.